Embracing Transformation for Prosperity, by Neville Goddard. For those of you tuning in for the first time, allow me to clarify the core principles of my teachings and beliefs. I am wholeheartedly convinced that each individual possesses the power to realize their aspirations. This conviction is deeply rooted in the understanding that the divine and the individual are intertwined. As Paul articulated to the Corinthians, I die daily, and as Blake conveyed in his communication to Harrison, death is the pinnacle of life, unrivaled by life's experiences, though it appears many linger in death, unnoticed by their peers as emerging from their metaphorical graves. Grasping Blake's perspective, you'll begin to view death not as the world does. Individuals often struggle against the states or circumstances over time, even as they yearn for change. Yet, remaining in an unchanged state necessitates confronting the outcomes of not evolving. For example, those who dwell in scarcity must face the repercussions of not advancing towards prosperity. Hence, mastering the art of dying is essential. Paul professed, "I die daily." Blake noted, "It takes too long for some to die." It's not through the passage of time that we enhance our health, employment, or other life aspects. We must learn to die in the metaphorical sense, akin to the Passover, where the divine sacrifices itself so humanity can inherit the promised land. The imagination of the divine and of humanity are one and the same, despite seeming distances. Our individual lives and the universe at large are crafted and sustained by this singular force. The disparity lies in how fervently an individual believes in and utilizes their imaginative power. The stronger our belief in our imagination, the more we can mold our surroundings to reflect our intentions. By contemplating our aspirations, we learn to shed our current selves to be reborn into our desired selves. This is the mystical death referred to in the scriptures, illustrated by the demise of Moses, a narrative known to many. In Deuteronomy 34, Moses gazes upon Moab, then ascends Mount Nebo to view Gilead, ultimately beholding the promised land of Jericho from afar. However, he is told, "You shall see the land before you, but you shall not enter it." Thus, the old state cannot transition into the new without dying to make way for the new state. Yet, Moses' vision and vitality remained unblemished, and his final resting place remains unknown. Every figure in the Bible exists within the human psyche. I am Moses, you are Moses, we all embody Moses when we discover the promised land but must die to our former selves to enter it. The name Moses signifies to draw out in ancient Hebrew, symbolizing the journey from one state to another. Moses' journey from Moab, from father, mother, to Mount Nebo, to prophesy, and then to Pisgah, to behold, represents the process of aligning with and embodying a desired state. Finally, reaching Jericho, a pleasant fragrance, signifies the manifestation of this state, culminating in a sense of satisfaction and achievement. Thus, by immersing ourselves in the feeling of success, we embody the accomplished goal, standing on the hill of testimony, Gilead, as Moses, unable to enter the promised land, with no one to locate our grave. What does this signify? If I am engulfed in scarcity and you envision me as liberated, in that instant, I am no longer the despairing individual you perceived. So, where does the former self reside? Moses symbolizes the human capacity to long for and achieve anything in this world, representing the journey of dying to what was and being reborn into the achieved new state. This is the essence of Moses, whose grave remains undiscovered. Yet, his vision remains clear, and his strength undiminished. Dying, in this context, denotes the transition, not awaiting signs when only limitations are visible. It's about detaching from perceived reality and diving into what seems like a dream, living in that dream as though it were tangible. The desperate self you knew transforms, and no one can trace where it vanished. This biblical portrayal of dying symbolizes not the death of an individual but the demise of a state or circumstance, a daily lived narrative. God manifests in us so we may live, but we must dedicate ourselves to our desires, staying true to them. Identifying as Neville Goddard, I acknowledge the power bestowed upon me, derived from the divine yet lesser in intensity, with the confidence to direct this power towards enhancing my existence, upon which I can stand and ascend. The liberation of man from his dream is impossible without God's anchoring within. We exist because of God's presence within us. Now, as individuals, we focus on another state, beyond our sensory perceptions, fully embracing another reality through emotion and belief, thus moving towards that reality. The crucifixion and resurrection, symbolizing the ultimate triumph over adversity, necessitate a complete surrender to a dream that materializes. This profound understanding of life, devoid of power, would render evil victorious. Yet, without total surrender, there is no failure. Questioning a fallback plan implies a lack of full commitment to your ideal, which requires absolute surrender. Recognizing God's supremacy allows for unreserved surrender, but it demands total dedication as if the dream were already reality, which it will become. The cost, that complete surrender, is what Blake deemed madness. Many fear and refrain from yielding to their dreams, thus never transcending their former selves. Therefore, Blake's assertion stands correct: death, in its transformative essence, is life's most exquisite part, though many merely age without internal transformation, misconstruing physical death's lack of transformative power. The real lesson is in learning to die or surrender in any situation, detaching so wholly from current events that it's as though one has died to that moment. In every moment, we are reborn into the essence of the divine. Those with enlightenment interpret death in sacred scriptures as a metaphorical passage. This death is of the mind. When people fixate on illness as their reality, they sever their connection with health. This principle is universal. To transition from one state to another, one must let go through deep reflection and surrender. Thus, even as these states remain constant, humans traverse them like explorers venturing through varied landscapes, convinced of the reality of their current state when caught in a specific condition. The idea of conceiving a state not yet manifested seems impossible because all of creation already exists. We are merely beginning to journey through these established states. Imagine a friend confined by an illness or circumstance. Visualize them in a state of health or improvement, recognized by everyone. Your conviction in their transformation can indeed propel them from their current state into a new one. Whether they are aware of your belief is inconsequential. Your unwavering faith will illustrate their passage from what was to what will be. Our perceptions shape our reality. When we stop perceiving, existence itself seems to dissolve, yet Moses saw the promised land without setting foot in it. My commitment to that vision ensures that my former self is left behind. There is comfort in the familiar. The anticipation of continuity provides solace. People might ignore moral and legal standards, becoming accustomed to such deviations. Nevertheless, claiming the power to manifest desires might seem foreign and meet resistance. Hence, valuing tranquility is crucial, as routines offer a foundation of security for everyone. In a symbolic sense, God relinquished his divine nature to take on human form, signifying the transition from a deep sleep to life-giving awakening. This power of ascension is intended to rouse humanity, as God dwells within each of us, facilitating our individual awakenings. Picture a wild horse at a fork in the road, symbolizing an unexplored state. Choosing the desired state, despite seeming irrational, becomes logical when recognizing God as the ultimate source of imagination. At this junction, one must decide between remaining as they are or evolving towards their aspirational self. Venturing towards Jerusalem on this horse transcends a mere journey. It is a quest for paradise, a transformation of consciousness. Envision becoming your ideal self, undergoing a change akin to a metaphysical demise, elevating your dream into your lived reality. This journey encapsulates the essence of the only true religion. Genuine faith, similar to charity, begins within, grounded in personal mystical experiences, with rituals serving as mere symbols. Religion aims for reconnection. If zeal fades, devotion must pivot towards a more compelling conviction, turning it into reality. Carrying one's cross, undergoing crucifixion of certain aspects, seeks to attain a sublime state of existence, underscoring the unity of all. This unity can lead to conflict but also to resolution, requiring engagement with discord and swift reconciliation within the collective. States and conditions are ephemeral. Every new state introduces potential for discord. Every paradise can turn into a hell. All possessions are transient, with conflicts potentially leading to their loss. In the constant cycle of connection, conflict is unavoidable. Therefore, embracing desired states, addressing and resolving conflicts, and transitioning into new states are vital for growth and awakening. Rebirth involves welcoming a new, sought-after state, aligning with Blake's notion that the zenith of life is death, often postponed, hiding the possibility of rebirth from view. Consider the friend resistant to change. Repetition provides comfort, yet alteration brings fear. Creation, echoing the divine act, requires embracing and actualizing desires. The divine's descent and incarnation are necessary to bestow blessings upon humanity, waiting for complete surrender to effect earthly transformation. This divine narrative unfolds within us, casting Jesus Christ and the Gospels as mirrors to our vast imagination. The singular, infinite God, sharing and reshaping life, embodies the Gospel narrative in global myths, championing universal liberation and unconditional redemption, highlighting imagination's capability to transcend and heal the past. Reimagining involves a story of healing from physical injury through mental reenactment, challenging due to severe pain but resulting in miraculous recovery, emphasizing the unity of past and present within divine awareness. Let us now embrace silence, contemplating this profound truth.